Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Doctor Who. Last time on Doctor Who, we had a town called Mercy. The Doctor, Amy, and Rory went out to the Old West while they were trying to go to Mexico, but they kind of got knocked off course for various reasons, and they ended up in the Old West in a town called Mercy. And there was a whole lot of stuff going on. There was a gunslinger. There was also electricity in this Old West town. But that was because of an alien that was the town's doctor, basically. And but the gunslinger, this mysterious gunslinger, wanted to kill this doctor because they were both from a planet where this doctor experimented on people to create the ultimate cyborg killing machine. And now that cyborg killing machine wants revenge, basically. So yeah. And yeah, it was all nice and good. We got a lot of turmoil with the doctor, our doctor, and you know, his levels of mercy and stuff. And all around, it was just a great episode. Yeah, now we are moving on into this episode. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. And yeah, we might as well just get right into this episode of Doctor Who. Here we go.
Milk. 2 months out of date. Yogurt.
Oh.
We run out of washing tablets.
We have two lives.
Go shopping.
Real life and doctor life.
Yeah.
Does it feel like real life gets much of a look in?
What do we do?
Choose.
Oh, shit. Choose between them. Oh, guess who's here for your choice.
The year of the slow invasion.
What?
The time the Doctor came to stay.
Came to stay? Okay. Also, this is purple now. I guess the green is gone. Also adding in some weird effects. Alright, now we're purple. Now we're in Purple Town, USA. Why are we in Purple Town, USA? Okay, we're gonna stay home for a little bit. Okay.
They're everywhere.
Well, where have they come from? Wait.
I like bringing back Brian. Hey, Doc.
Doctor.
Invasion of the very small cubes. That's new.
We think it's been 10 years. Not for you, or Earth, but for us. 10 years older, 10 years of you.
10 years?
Look at you now. All grown up.
Just as beautiful 10 years later.
Kate Stewart, Head of Scientific Research at UNIT.
Oh, cool.
Since when did science run the military, Kate?
Since me, UNIT's been adapting. Well, I dragged them along, kicking and screaming, which
Huh.
made it sound like more fun than it actually was.
Cool.
What do we know about these cubes? People are picking them up and taking them home.
Like iPads have dropped out of the sky,
Huh.
taking them to work, taking pictures, making films, posting them on Flickr and YouTube. Within 3 hours,
Flickr.
the cubes had 1,000 separate Twitter accounts.
Wow.
I've recommended we treat this as a
Twitter.
hostile incursion, gather them all up
it's
and lock them in a
2012.
secure facility, but that would...
Day and night, record absolutely everything about them. Team Cube, in it together.
This is how he stays.
4 days.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Patient.
Yes, you, not me. I hate being patient. Patience is for wimps.
He can't do it.
Can't live like this. Don't make me. I need to be busy.
Fine! Be busy! We'll watch the cubes!
Oh, yeah, go, man. Go get a job or something. Yeah. He's gonna go do shit. Has he done all of this while they've been sitting there?
How long was I gone? About an hour.
Wow. They've been sitting there for just an hour.
Where are you going?
The future.
What you do isn't all there is.
Oof.
I never said it was.
So,
All right. Fine. I'll be back soon.
they're gonna have to choose.
But we can't do it without you. I want you to go full time.
Full time.
Yeah.
I said yes.
are committed.
And I commit to being a bridesmaid months in advance. Like,
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna be here.
That's
So,
interesting. I
the
really...
Doctor's God knows where. The cubes aren't doing anything at all.
They don't really
Just get
portray how long they leave with the Doctor.
I like it.
So do I.
They need to choose. They need to let him go.
I email the result to UNIT. My middle name is Diligence.
I can't wait to see day 68.
Don't mock my log.
Yeah. Quit
I'm
getting
doing
sassy,
what the doctor
Rory.
asked.
December. It's Christmas! Oh. Why is his foot in his toilet? What the Oh, I don't trust you. The camera is telling me not to trust you. Ah!
Will you tell your colleague here that I... Stop!
Ah! Woo!
She's here tonight, being as it's our wedding anniversary. We thought you might have dropped by. I left
Oh,
you
there he
messages.
I know! Happy anniversary!
Ha!
Come with
Aw,
me and bring your
that's nice.
husband.
Bit of a shock. Zygon ship under the Savoy. Half the staff imposters. Still, it's all fixed now, eh?
Oh, they had another adventure.
How long were they away?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Sidetracked. A lot.
There's a lot of episodes we're not seeing, honestly.
The people who travel with you.
Some got left behind,
Yeah.
and some died.
Yeah. You gotta let them go. It moved. Yeah, I didn't have the camera on.
Second set, drop.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when she said on the Wii, I don't know. Ow. Ow. Oh no. Oh dear.
Is that all you can do? Hover? Bet a metal dog could do that.
Tuh.
Ooh, that's clever. What's that?
Laser. Oh no.
On a loop.
Oh god.
I'm lost, Doctor. We all are.
Yeah.
Good spare, Kate. Your dad never did. Kate Stewart.
Stewart.
Heading up unit, changing the way they were.
Lethbridge Stewart.
How could you not be?
Aww.
You got Lethbridge.
I didn't want any favours. Though he guided me, even to the end.
Aww.
Science leads, he always told me. Said he'd learnt that from an old friend.
We
Aww.
don't let him down. We don't let the...
Hell yeah. Oh, that is awesome. I wouldn't even have guessed that. I'm so dumb.
But since you dropped us back here, since you gave us this house, you know, we built a life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can have both.
Yeah.
Because they pull at each other. Because they pull at me, and because the travelling is starting to feel like running away.
That's not what it is.
Oh, come on, look at you 4 days in a lounge and you go crazy.
I'm not running away.
Yes, you are.
This is one corner. I'm not running away from things. I'm running to them before they flare and fade forever.
Well, you're running away to other things.
It's all right.
I said, I'm looking for the supplies cupboard.
Brian, run. No.
Hey. That. Hey.
Ah, shit. God, this hallway keeps getting longer. A false wall. Yep. You might need to go get the doctor. What's happening now? Oh. He found the ship. Yeah?
The cubes brought people close together. They opened and then...
Oh! It got to him.
Hospitals are logging global surge in heart failures, cardiac arrest.
Oh god. Bring Kira.
Anyone heart? Other one's not working. Anyone heart?
Oh, he's having a heart attack in one of his hearts.
How do you people manage one heart? It is pitiful.
Oh, it's always funny when he loses one of his hearts.
7 of them hitched onto the...
I can't do it. I need both hearts.
Fran, get it. You get the paddles. Shock your other heart back. I mean, that might affect the other heart, though.
Welcome back, Lefty.
All right, good.
Through the looking glass, Amelia.
Oh my gosh. Alright, welcome to the ship.
We're in orbit.
Who the hell?
So many of them, crawling the planet, seeping into every corner.
What the fuck?
Before the Shakri were a myth.
Shakri?
A myth to keep the young of Gallifrey in their place.
Whoa.
The Shakri exist, will halt the human plague before the spread.
Erase humanity
Plague?
before it colonizes space.
Oh, okay.
Pest controllers of the universe. That's how the tales went, isn't it?
Well, that's some seriously weird bedtime story.
You
Yeah.
can talk wolf in your grandmother's night dress. So,
That's a
here
good
you
point,
are.
I guess.
The Shakri use the cubes to turn people's hearts off. Bingo!
Turn it back
We
on.
Use them to turn them back on again.
Will that work?
Come on. Creatures of hope.
Hope people haven't died yet.
Don't let me down, cubes. You're working for me now.
Yeah. Alright, he's already reversed it.
Yeah, all those cubes. There's going to be a terrible wave of energy ricocheting around here any second.
Run.
Run.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
What's this?
Whew. Oh, that worked out.
A nurse back to health after an unprecedented night across the globe.
Huh. That was really quick.
You really...
I understand.
Actually, it's you they can't give up, Doctor.
Yeah,
No, I don't think they should.
they don't want to lose their friend.
Go save every world you can find. Who else has that chance?
Really?
Life will still be here.
It was also when we realized something the Shakri never understood. What cubed actually means. The power of 3.
Yeah. So we're gonna actually keep them. Okay. Not where I thought we were going to go. Kinda thought we were building up to leaving them once and for all. But no, we're gonna keep them. Okay. We can work with this. Goddamn, they just will not let these actors go. They just will not let these actors go. Matt Smith will never have another companion. Oh, okay. But it is going to have to happen sometime. You know? It's going to have to happen someday. We're going to have to leave them. I hope that they don't end up dying or something. Oh, okay. Well, we're just gonna keep them. We're just gonna keep them. Fuck the God complex. We're just gonna keep them. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll keep them. And I still love them. Still love Amy and Rory, but we have to move on at some point, guys. We have to move on at some point. The show doesn't seem like it's ever going to move on from the two of them. I mean, shit, the Doctor might regenerate and we'll keep them at this rate. Okay, let's just keep them. we're just gonna keep them, you know? Ever since the God Complex, I've been sort of wishy-washy on it. Like, oh, I guess, are we keeping them? I thought like the God Complex firmly established that we were leaving them. And you guys know, I've been talking to you guys in the comments about this issue. That, you know, I've talked to you guys in the comments about this. You know, some of you guys saying, which, you know, a lot of you guys, you know, already knew that the two of them were coming back for this season, so it was never really a question for you guys. Whereas, you know, me, I'm just watching this. I know nothing about how it was released or anything. So I'm just watching it normally, but I'm just watching this normally. So when we have an episode where we leave them behind, and then the next episode we see them in their own lives, and then the next episode, you know, we sort of leave them again, and then after that, it's like, okay, we have a cameo, and it's like, I thought that was it. I thought we were done. And then this season comes along. Not only are we keeping them, but we're just going to go pick them up every once in a while. But doing that was building up to, I guess, this episode of them having to choose whether they keep their lives or whether they stay with the Doctor. And now they're going to stay with the Doctor. Even though they perfectly set up a way to leave. Once and for all, you know? They finally, you know, set up, hey, this is it. They have to choose. They have to make a choice. And, well, they can't stay with him forever, so they will... you know, stay home, but no. I swear if the two of them end up dying, I don't know, man. If something happens to one of them, because that's how we've been leaving. Rose got left behind in another dimension. Martha just left of her own accord. Donna, we had to leave behind because she, you know, we had to take away her memory. You know? And I know I keep harping on this throughout all these episodes, but but this is just so odd to me. How long we've kept them, and now that they had this episode, which was sort of our episode to really talk about the fact that they are staying, the fact that they have stayed all this time. And throughout all of this, it's like, okay, they have to make a choice. Do they, you know, give up the Doctor or not? And it's like, and then at the end, it's like, no, they're gonna stay with him. Even though after all of this, you know, they said... I thought that was the whole point of the God Complex, was that, you know, things were incredibly dangerous. And it's all like they needed to be left behind. But I guess I guess leaving them behind that time sort of resolved any issues they had. And then now we can take them, you know, now they've grown up, they've matured. She basically, Amy has let go of her imaginary friend, you know, as they've said. You know, they're just, you know, a nice happy couple. It's been 10 years for them. They said that. It's been 10 years. 10 years since the God Complex, basically. So they have grown, they have lived a life. But every so often, the Doctor comes back and gets them. And takes them for a few months. How Rory keeps up a job like that, I have no idea. And, you know, they started making commitments in this episode. You know, Amy made the commitment to be a bridesmaid, even though she didn't know. She didn't know if the Doctor was going to take her away. You know, Rory committed to being a full-time nurse. They made these commitments, and yet they're going with them. And here's the other thing. Like, I understand Brian when he was like, how long were they gone this time? The Doctor took them out of their... they left with the Doctor during their anniversary party, but then they came back. They came back to the same anniversary party, but to them it was 7 weeks later, because they had been traveling with the Doctor for 7 weeks. And Brian noticed it. So, that's... I don't know. I'm conflicted on this, you guys. I'm very conflicted on this season, honestly. And I've liked every episode that we've had this season. And especially last episode was brilliant. And I think this one was better than the first two as well. I did like this episode, but this back and forth with Amy and Rory, I'm not sure about. And I know you guys, because you guys fucking grill me in the comments. It's kind of interesting to watch, but you guys have said repeatedly, like, what I've gotten comments that were like, what made you think that we were leaving them behind? The God Complex. The God Complex told me we're leaving them behind. And then, we'll get a cameo from them. Yes, they were brought back in the Wedding of River song, but that was timeline shenanigans. That wasn't him going and getting them. So, it was just... They were there just for the resolution of that story in that season. And then, we had the Christmas special. It's like some of you guys... And I'm not trying to call you guys out saying you're... Like, oh, I'm not trying to, call you guys out. But, I'm just using these as examples of, where I'm coming from. When you guys, some of you guys have said, well, them appearing in the Christmas episode was supposed to be how the show tells you, okay, they're going to come back now. He's still going to travel with them. Which is not what I got in the slightest from that episode. What I got from that episode was he's going to pop in on them every now and again. Not take them away, but just pop in, see how they're doing in life. And then he's going to go off and get a new companion. Basically, what happened with Martha. That's what I've been expecting. I've been expecting the Doctor to leave them behind, show up every so often, say hi, say, how's unit going? Or, for Amy and Rory, how's writing for a magazine and being a nurse going? And then they would meet his new companion, like Martha met Donna. And, maybe if there was something crazy happening on Earth in the present day, they would meet up with Amy and Rory again and be like, hey, we're going to have an adventure, the four of us. The Doctor, Amy, Rory, and the Doctor's new chick, because he always goes for the girls. The Doctor's a fucking ladies' man. But that's not what we got. And again, that is what the show told me. That's what the show told me. From the God Complex to closing time to the Christmas special, that is what the show was telling me. You guys, in the comments are saying you got something different out of that. And I know, like I've said, you guys said that you already knew... I guess it was already announced that Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill were going to be in this series, so you didn't really have any qualms about it. But for me, I feel like we left them, but we just can't get over them. It's like we drop them off, but we can't leave them. And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm ready. Sometimes a story has to end, but the show just won't stop. It's like, it's like we've reached the end of their book, but instead of closing the book and putting it down and reflecting on what a good book that was, now we are writing more chapters to it. That's what it feels like. And that is why I'm conflicted. Because still, I like these episodes. I do. I like these episodes. The divorce subplot aside. I like these episodes. I love Amy and Rory. I love how they work off the Doctor. I still love this, but I am conflicted. And I'm sorry. I know I know some of you guys have been saying like, "Oh man, you're really talking about this a lot," but this is odd. This is an odd season. I've never faced something like this on Doctor Who. You know? This season is just weird to me. It's almost like it's almost a hindrance on me. And I hate to say that, but it kind of is. I hate to say, obviously I hate to say anything negative about Doctor Who, but this is starting it's at the very least it has me conflicted. It has me conflicted because we're not letting the characters go after a definitive we are leaving them behind. Like, the God Complex was, we're leaving them. The next few episodes were, well, they might come back for a cameo or just a special episode, but that's it. This season has been, no, we have to keep going back to them. We have to keep going back to them because we can't go get anyone else. No, we have to always go back to them. And then this episode, where they perfectly set up, they basically perfectly set up leaving them behind again, you know? But, and I wrote this down. So I have a few notes on here about this. So we're just going to go through this and then we'll talk about the rest of the episode, obviously. I wrote down God Complex because this conflicts with the God Complex. The God Complex was the definitive leaving of these companions, which happens. We have to leave no companion can stay around forever. You know? The Doctor we can't even keep the same fucking actor for the Doctor. So, companions, we have to move on, get a new companion. Sometimes we have to move on and get a new Doctor. That's just what the show established. This show, in its brilliance, has set up a way to have a revolving cast and honestly let the show go on forever if it wanted to. And so I was thinking, okay, we're kind of retreading the God Complex a little bit. I mean, they did it differently here, where it's like, okay, they need to choose whether to stay or go. You know? They need to choose whether they're going to stay with the Doctor or whether they're going to stay and actually live their lives. And I thought, okay, you know what? I can get behind that. That would make sense now that we've had these 4 episodes. Like, okay, we kept going and getting them, and they keep bringing up like, oh well, maybe let it be a few months before we go do something else. Our friends are going to start noticing we're getting older when they're not, and with all of that, and then this episode, they're starting to think about what they've been doing. And they need to choose between their lives. And I was like, okay, I can work with this. That's good. That sort of validates the last few episodes where I was conflicted. I was like, okay, well, we're just going to go keep getting them. Like, okay. But like this episode basically would tie up this sort of mini arc, basically, of should we keep Amy and Rory? And then I almost feel like the ending kind of screws it up. The ending kind of screws it up where, yes, we are going to keep them. They have chosen between their 2 lives, and they have chosen not to have a real normal life, but instead to go with the Doctor. Even though they have friends and family and actual lives, they would rather be with the Doctor. And I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I love Amy and Rory. I've liked these episodes. I'm probably still going to like the next few episodes with them, but that kind of... I don't think that was a good idea. I don't know, and we're gonna have to talk like in the comments and stuff, but I don't think I'm on board with just keeping it, because now we've had two definitive ends. I feel like we had the God Complex, which was, I felt like, a definitive. Well, maybe not at the time because it was, confused. It sort of happened all of a sudden, but looking back on it, I feel like Series 6 did space out an ending to their characters. We had the God Complex, which left them behind, which, yes, if you remember, was a shock to me at the time, because it was episode 11, and you guys got on to me for that, too. Whatever. It's fine. Comment what you like. It's totally fine. Just be ready, because I might comment back at you guys. Anyway, but we had the God Complex, which was leaving them behind. We had Closing Time, which was seeing their lives as, just from the outside. They had a little cameo, and that was that. And then we had the Wedding of River Song, which brought them back, but that was, that wasn't the Doctor. That was because everything was screwy. Although they did have to go get young Amy and Rory from the beginning of the season, that wrapped up the entire season. Then we had a cameo in The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, showing, yeah, he can go back to them every once in a while, and maybe we'll get a special episode where it's like, hey, an adventure with these two, but that was that. So I feel like those 4 episodes gave a definitive end to the characters, but still left the door open to where it's like, okay, well, they can come back for an episode or a cameo or something. But that was that. It's like, they lived on, basically. Their story ended, but they lived on. And then we have this episode, which I felt like built up a solid, definitive, and it built up the exact same ending. It built up the exact same ending that Series 6 gave us. That they were building up, they're going to stay behind, maybe they can show up in a cameo, maybe they can show up in full for a special or something. But this is it. And then I'm sorry, but the ending broke it. It was like, no, we're not doing that. No, the characters are going to keep coming. We're not going to go get anyone new. We're just going to stick with these two. And again, I love Amy and Rory, but I don't think that was the right decision. I don't think that was the right decision. I think we need to let them go. We need to let them go at some point. We need to do other things. The Doctor needs to move on. They need to move on. And to have them keep going after what feels like 2 definitive endings to their character, it takes a little away from me, I feel like. And I hate that. I'm sorry. And I don't know. I am conflicted. Again, love these episodes, love Amy and Rory, but I feel like we've had 2 endings to their stories. We've ended their stories twice, and they're still here. And that is a bit... I'm sorry, but that's a bit of a negative on my part. Or not on my part, but for me, that's a bit of a negative that we just... is that it keeps giving us false endings to their story. Like that's the thing. If you wanted to keep them, just fucking keep them. We didn't need to go through everything with the God Complex, with Closing Time, the Christmas special, and then we didn't need to go through the divorce. We didn't need to go through the last 2 episodes. We didn't need to go through this episode. If you wanted to keep them, then just keep them. Why have you been stringing me along through 2 false endings just to say, oh, well, we're just going to keep them. They're going to be our full-time companions still. Like, why? I don't get it. Why have I been dragged through 2 false endings that I still like? I still like Amy and Rory. I still like these episodes, but these false endings are starting to get to me, and I'm just like, just end. Just let the characters go, man. If you're going to build up twice, if you're going to build up letting them go twice in the span of maybe 10 episodes, at some point you have to actually let them go. And I don't know if that's going to be soon or not. I have a vague idea of when Matt Smith regenerates, I think. Even that I'm not sure about, but I think that, you know, Matt Smith's era it's going to come to its close soon. I don't know if it's after Series 7 or not, but I think we're getting up there. I think we're getting up there with Matt Smith. So I can only assume that means we're going to be losing the 2 of them again. We're going to actually lose the 2 of them, but I don't know. Is it going to feel... Am I going to be emotional if I lose the 2 of them? I don't know. I'm not sure about this, guys. I'm not sure about this. Just let them go. You know? Don't string me through 2 false endings just to keep them. I'm very... Oh, I hate this. I hate thinking this way about Doctor Who. Because I love this show, you know? I love this show, but it's starting to get to me that they just will not let these companions leave. Okay. I don't know how long that was part of the discussion. So, we're just going to move on to the rest of the episode, which was still a good episode. We're going to go through the rest of my notes. I'm going to try not to talk about this whole pond issue. And I'm still going to try to make this a sizable chunk of the discussion, so, you know, you guys aren't just left with my friggin' conflicts with the ponds. Okay. The rest of the episode was really good, actually. That's the thing. The rest of the episode was really good, bar the ending. So, to go into my non-pond related notes, basically, the Doctor stayed. The Doctor actually stayed for a little while. That was definitely interesting. You know, this whole concept of these cubes just showing up, and then, you know, they're just there. They're just sitting there, and that was it. You know? That was definitely really interesting. I liked it, and, you know, the Doctor having to stay a little bit, not all the time, but the Doctor staying for a little while, I did like, actually, and, you know, him being so bored. You know, he's just trying to stay there and watch the cubes with Amy and Rory. And, you know, he was there for 4 days, nothing happens, and he was so bored. You know, he has no patience. And then, you know, he was like, okay, I'm going to go keep myself busy in the meantime. And then he went, you know, he painted the fence, and then, you know, he's cleaning, and he did he say 5 million? 5 million, you know, soccer kicks. That was funny. I love the Doctor's impatience that he can't just sit still, you know? That is really funny. I do enjoy that. And, you know, we kind of had that in Vincent and the Doctor, you know, when Van Gogh is painting, you know, and the Doctor, he's just sitting there just waiting for time to pass, and he's just, oh god, he's just, sitting there, kind of looking around. He's just bored out of his mind, and he's just like, is this how time normally flows? He hates it. So that's why he leaves for a little while. He leaves for a while Amy, Rory, and Brian look after the cubes. I do like the inclusion of Brian. It's good that we kind of kept him. It's only been a few episodes since we last saw him, but I kind of like that, bringing in Brian. It's always funny to see parents of our companions, either with Jackie Tyler or Martha's mother, Mrs. Jones, or Donna's family. Actually, yeah, they've all had. All of their families have been important parts to the show, but we didn't get a lot with Amy's parents. For the most part, they were gone during Series 5, and then we didn't get any of them in Series 6, and then only now do we get Brian. So I like him. Where would I stack him amongst family members? I mean, I don't know. I might put him on par with Jackie. Definitely above Miss Jones, because Miss Jones sucks. And above Donna's mother, but obviously not above Wilf. Nobody can top Wilf. So yeah. The cubes themselves were actually a very interesting idea. Just these things that have showed up, and they're just here. What do we do with them? What are they for? What's their purpose? I like that. It basically keeps Earth in suspense. For a year. All right, I need to. Oh God. I need to get out of this position because, whoa! Oh, I forget. Whoa! Oh, I haven't done this since I switched chairs. This chair leans a lot farther back than I figured it would. Hold on. That's better. All right, just had to put the thing in. I'm gonna lean back a little bit and talk because I can't. It's hard to sit like that for a long time, and after this, I'm gonna have to record some Doctor Who classics. So yeah. So, where was I? Okay, so the cubes were really interesting, just keeping Earth and the Doctor in suspense for so long. I did really like that. It's just an interesting concept, basically throw everyone off by just, here's a bunch of cubes, that's it. What? We're expecting something, we're expecting some form of an invasion, but nope, just cubes. Alright. Kate Stewart. I'm such an idiot. I would have never picked up on her being the Brigadier's daughter. That was cool. I like that, I like having her there because, at the end of last season, we got the call basically that the Brigadier had died. And, I haven't seen much with the Brigadier, but, he's kind of become this endearing character to me. But now I saw him in Terror of the Autons. I saw him on the Sarah Jane Adventures, and now I've seen his introduction in The Web of Fear on classic Doctor Who. So that was cool. And even the Doctor didn't really figure that out until a little later. And I also like, too, that, she's a scientist and she's sort of, I guess, one of the heads of UNIT. So, and even the Doctor was like, okay, so since when did science start controlling the military? And it's apparently a reform she's put in at UNIT that science must govern the actions of UNIT. Probably a good idea because there have been a lot of conflicts between UNIT and the Doctor because they're more military oriented. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We had the activation of the cubes, which was interesting. And the girl, nobody noticed this girl standing there for a year. Oh, ow. This girl who was standing there and, just sitting there, and she was interesting with the basically just being the drone to watch over everything. That was definitely interesting. And yeah, just the activation, when like every cube is doing something different, basically just to throw everyone off, Amy's cube, really like jabbed her hand and then took a pulse. Yeah, the doctor's cube started firing at him. Brian's just started moving. Rory's was opening but wouldn't let him see into it. So that was just interesting. Like, just each cube does a different thing. I thought that was clever. The countdown was pretty interesting too. I'm gonna sit up a little bit. The countdown was also interesting with basically just scaring them. It almost didn't serve a purpose other than just to scare them. But they did have something with the hearts. So this was the actual plan, was to get all the cubes around everyone on Earth and then start killing them via cardiac arrest, basically. So that was definitely interesting. And I like too, because it only affects people that were right there, and so Amy and Kate were okay because they were behind the glass. Here, let me scooch over here a bit. Yeah, there we go. So they were behind the glass, whereas the doctor was going to take it head on just to see what it was doing. And sure enough, like it threw him into cardiac arrest, but only on one heart. Oh, sorry, I hit the table so hard the microphone clipped a bit. So yeah, it only affected his left heart, which was interesting. They kind of did that in the Shakespeare Code, I think, when one of the Carrier Knights knocked out, I think it was the left heart again. They knocked out the doctor's heart, and then he had to really hit it to get it back, get it going again. And I love to, it's like it's sort of, I don't know how to like say this, but it's sort of like a good illusion of the Time Lords, that it's like, they appear to be so human, but it's like, yeah, but if you knock out one of their hearts, that still really affects them, it still does really affect them. So they need both of their hearts. So I like that, anytime the doctor loses one of his hearts and he has to, and it is really affecting him, the fact that, I guess basically half of his blood is not flowing. It does still affect him, so that was interesting. And then we got the Shakri. Okay, who on earth? Oh, good lord, there's so many cast members. Oh, okay, I'm out of breath. I've been talking for a while. Okay, Steven Berkoff. Why does that name sound familiar? But he played one of the Shakri, or he played the Shakri. I don't recognize him, but he's interesting. He had such a distinct face, which I like. So the Shakri, sort of an old like bedtime story to keep Gallifreyans in line, basically, like a scary story for Gallifreyan children. That was interesting. These kind of pest control, basically. They go around and eliminate problems, and so it came to eliminate humans before they colonized space, basically, to destroy the human pest. That was interesting. They're taking the tally of how bad they've been throughout time and stuff, and how good they've been. And to them, the bad outweighs the good. To the doctor, the good outweighs the bad. So that was interesting. And then the last thing I really wrote down about it was the fact that... So he reversed it. He reversed it to where the box, the cubes restarted... The cubes restarted everyone's hearts, which, that was a few minutes later. Yeah, that was a little while later, because... they were at the Tower of London, and then they had to get to the hospital, go in, talk to the Shakri, and then he had to, do the thing to get everything going. It's like, yeah, everyone would have died by then. you know, oxygen deprivation, you know, loss of oxygen to the brain and stuff like that. It's like, luckily everyone's okay. I'll just, I don't know. I guess there's only so far I can suspend my disbelief on that. So yeah, that was a little interesting. I was like, oh, well, we saved everyone by just starting everyone's hearts. It's like, they were out for a while, though. Someone had to have died during that. And then just the fact that he did it. He just waved the sonic screwdriver around the screen, and it's like, okay, we're good. All right, I guess. I don't know. It seemed a little fast to me, but whatever. So yeah. But yeah, overall, do I like this episode? Yeah, I do. I thought the concept was really interesting. Obviously, I love all the characters. I love the introduction of Kate Stewart. Honestly, I would love to take her as a companion for a while. Yeah, she was really cool. I like, you know, that. I really do like her because, you know, it's, you know, I would like her if she was just someone at UNIT, and the whole thing of, you know, science is now going to lead the military, which, you know, has kind of been the Doctor's complaint this whole time, is that UNIT is so militaristic. And then the fact that they tie her into the Brigadier just was awesome. So I like that. I still love Amy, Rory, and Brian. It's just give me a definitive end sometime. Like, at least now I know, okay, we're taking them for a while. We're just going to take them for a while, but I'm just ready for the end. And in my opinion, I feel like the end of this episode the end of the episode is not good. Taking them again. But we went over that. We went all over that. So, yeah. It would be interesting to see, okay, two things that I would like to come back from this episode would be Kate Stewart, obviously, because she was just really interesting, and then the Shakri, or the Shakri, they said Shakri, I'm saying Shakri, whatever. They would be interesting, especially because, you know, he was just sort of the automated system on board the ship. So it would be cool to have him, or have them come back too. So, yeah. Overall, again, good episode. These have all been good episodes in my eyes. It's just, you gotta let them go at some point, you know? And I just thought we were building to that, especially in this episode. I thought we were building to letting them go. But we're not. And next episode, we're just gonna have to see where they're gonna go. Yeah. That's basically that. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Doctor Who reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.